Welcome to the Play Too Much Sessions. Thank you for joining us. My name is Brad Wagner. I'm dialed in from Manhattan, as always, and we're joined from San Francisco, California by the Neverlutionaries. Christopher, thank you for being here, man.
What's happening? What's happening? How you doing today, Brad?
I'm doing well, man. This day is, similar to many other days. I'm here in my house, but here, what is special about this day is that you're playing. I wore my Giants T-shirt today. I've got
There you
Grace
go.
Slick over my shoulder. There are many reasons for that to have happened, which we'll dive into later
That's
on in the
awesome.
program. We definitely want to talk about Hyde Street and the production of the record. But congratulations to you, man. The self-titled album is out in the world. It just came out on Polychromatic Records a month ago, and we're going to hear a lot of music from it. What do you feel like playing first today?
The first two songs I'm going to play, the first one's called "Ticking Away," and it's a rocker. And the sound of the Neverlutionaries is essentially like life. Sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's bewildering as hell, but it always is something.
Nice. All right, man. Thank you. We'd love to hear it.
Awesome. Time keeps ticking away. My mind just left me today. Fallen to your false truth. Doesn't bother you. Make you feel weaker. Why do I scare you? Thank you very much. Next, it's Hopped Up on Crazy. It's about crazy people that you get into your life that you got to get rid of, and how you could save them, or they could save you. It's that balance. Well, I dotted my I's and crossed my T's. I turn around and say goodbye because I had to leave. I see the devil looking over and he's pouring at me. Yeah. Well, I got an angel on my shoulder with a broken wing. Hopped up and crazy. You already know. Everyone's running with nowhere to go. Bow down onto your knees. Now we plan every Sunday for a snake mice and please. And if your prayers aren't answered, don't you blame it on me. Yeah. You have the keys in your hands and you're chopping down the city. Hopped up and crazy. You already know. Everyone's running. Nowhere to go. Twisting and turning into reality's mold. Time will tell the truth when it needs to be told. You're still living and everything is possible. You're still living and anything is possible. You're still living and anything is possible.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Dude, this sounds great. I want to talk about all of the players that are not all of the players that are on this record because that's a massive, massive list. Maybe I mean if you can remember literally all the members that are on it. But I mean there's so many players on this from Kenny Olson to Ricky Mimey. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but if I can ever say Brian Jonestown Massacre, Bootsy Collins, Creedence Clearwater Revival all in the same sentence, that's a good day, man.
Yeah, well, to correct, Rick Mamie is going to be probably doing some live stuff with us. We tried to get him on the record originally, and just with the way everything worked out at the last minute, it wasn't possible. But we'll definitely get him on there. But Kenny Olson's a legend. You know, I mean, he's done everything from jamming with, helping make Kid Rock's stuff really cool and hip. And also, he actually jammed with the surviving members of the Band of Gypsies. And I get to jam with this guy.
Yeah.
And also had Johnny XL on there. Johnny's from a quintessential San Francisco funk band called Psychofunkapus. That was around back in the day. And had Chris McGrew on it, who's a producer at Hyde Street. And most of it, though, and also Nick Baglio, he did a lot of the drum work towards the latter part of the record. And he's phenomenal. He's played with everybody from Gucci Mane to Nile Rodgers and Vernon Reed. So I feel really, really lucky that I was able to have such amazing players that thought enough of my stuff to want to kind of, get some skin on the game, and it's exciting, definitely for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's got to be. I mean, it's exciting. I'm excited on your behalf that it's out in the world. I've been listening to the record a lot lately and enjoying it a lot.
Thank
Were
you.
you? What did the process look like? I mean, were you guys able to get into the same room at the same time, or was it a lot of a remote collaboration and in studio at different points in time?
Well, at the beginning, it was essentially tracking at Hyde, and then I came back to the East Coast for a break. I was supposed to come back for a couple weeks, and then Chris McGrew and I were supposed to go to France and kind of get things rolling over there first with it, but then COVID happened, so kind of pulled the rug out from us, and just because of locale. Got Nick on some of the tracks because it's great because Chris brings his own unique style. He's like the solid glue you know, kind of a drummer, like a funky ass Charlie Watts or something like that, but heavier. He has so many great things about his playing. And then Nick, he's been playing since he was 4 years old, and he's like a Jimmy Chamberlain type of player where, I'm a big Pumpkin fan.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
fan of the Smashing Pumpkins, but it's like he's all over the place, and I just feel stoked.
Did you feel like any of the songwriting was did it adapt for you, like based on where you knew production was going to be happening? Did you write stuff more in the feeling of the Jimmy Chamberlain influenced vibe as opposed to when you knew, or was it a total surprise? I mean, did you just write the songs and then
A little bit of
things
everything.
unfolded and you didn't know where it was going to be recorded or what musicians would be on it?
Well, it was the initial songs on it. I knew I wanted to have Chris on the songs because of what he brought to the table, and I had some kind of far out things that were more towards Nick's side of the field that I was able to kind of nail out later in the process, and I just feel excited just to have two amazing drummers. And sometimes you write something and it's like, oh wow, he would be great for this track, or you just kind of put it out there in the cosmos and see which one can kind of knock it out. But it's really awesome to be able to just have that access. Back in the day, I don't know if you know, but Steely Dan, when they would record in the studio, they'd have 10 drummers do 10 drum parts, 5 bass players, 10 guitar players,
I did
10
not.
singers.
I knew that it was a very, very personnel intensive process, but I did not realize that 10 drummers would get in there. And then they would just pick, like, mix and match.
Essentially, it was like this one goes with this one, and like Larry Carlton's solo goes okay on this guy's, on Bernard Purdy's drums, and let's get Michael McDonald on this instead of Ronald McDonald, and just keep working around. But utilizing that basic process, and kind of being backed into a corner with COVID, you kind of had to, do what you had to do. I'm just glad it came out. It came out well, and it has a continuity to it, even though it has 2 different drummers on it.
Right.
I guess like my voice, and I did the majority. I would say the majority, all the bass except for one song on Ellis Street. That was done by Spence Murray. But I put most of the tracks down there myself.
Well, dude, thank goodness we have the production techniques that we have right now, as opposed to what Steely Dan was probably working with at that time, and literally and just blading up tape and trying to mix and match like that. I mean, it's difficult enough to put all those things together in Pro Tools, but
Definitely.
I mean, back in the day, I cannot even imagine how much that time that would have taken to have that concept and then just sit there with a razor blade and execute.
I would just imagine it'd be a lot of coffee breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, dude, this sounds great. So agrees
so
Nikki Esposito of the internet. She says that exact same thing. Sounds so great. Lauren is here. Hey, Lauren, how's it going? She's here. Hopped up on Crazy Fire. We got one of those happening as well. So, dude,
Awesome.
Christopher, thank you for being here. And there's a lot more music to be shared. What do you feel like doing for third and fourth today?
Third and fourth will be Ariana, which was the first single, and then Pyro. which is about sometimes bridges must be burned. I'll just put it that way. Could I steal just a moment of your time? I wonder, could I make you mine? Something about the look in your eyes makes me feel like I'm alive. 'Cause I never met a girl like you. I bet you'll be the one to make my dreams come true. They whisper like the wind. Don't know how to stop it when it begins. Every time I take a look in the sky, you are the star that keeps on lighting up the night. And every time I take a look in the sky, you are the star that keeps on lighting up the night. And every time I take a look in the sky, you are the star that keeps on lighting up the night. Thank you very much. This next one's called Pyro. I think it is. Maybe it is. I've been burning bridges like the 241. Maybe 'cause I'm afraid to love someone. My flames have never burned me. Yet my scars are beyond the 3rd degree. We are all bound to my shades. Yeah, mystery. Empty spaces, full of piss and vinegar and ignorance. I gotta bottle it up because I need to pay the rent. Baby, what do you see is what you get. And I'm not trying to show you a thing yet. We're all bound to my chains till the end of mystery. Empty spaces in this way.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Um, we talked about musicians a little bit who are on the record, and those dude. Thanks for preparing it this way. By the way, a lot of artists have done session series like this and play a more acoustic vibe. But I appreciate that we're hearing. It's pretty representative of what the record sounds like here
Man,
today.
that was really important for me because it wasn't written as a some songs don't translate properly in an acoustic form,
Yeah.
and especially on rock stuff, I tend to enjoy my layers. I come from the House of Corgan, I guess, and what's wrong with 42 guitar tracks on one track? If you get there, you know, so that's where that goes. But
Yeah, so the process of recording those 42 guitar tracks, which I assume is hyperbole, or are there literally 42 guitar
no,
tracks?
no,
Okay,
I
okay,
was joking.
okay.
There's actually a Pumpkin song, Soma, off of Siamese Dream, and I
Yeah,
think there's like 33 guitar parts in the breakdown. It sounds like a bunch of buzzing bees. Like,
yeah. I know it.
before the la 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 la. But that's like
So
you gotta love it.
yeah. Well, so when you were in the process of recording, however many layers there are on your self-titled album, I want to talk about the space itself. So we talked about the musicians a little bit, but Hyde Street Studios is like, I mean, that's a bucket list studio for a lot of artists. Used to be Wally Hyder back in the day, turned into Hyde Street. They've recorded everybody in Bay Area history. I mean, anyone you get, Tupac, The Grateful Dead, Joe Satriani, Green Day, like everybody has recorded at this place. Can you talk a little bit about how the history of the space itself affected or inspired or rubbed off or made its way into the DNA of this record?
It did a whole lot of stuff, Brad. Number one, it's a sense of pride and honor being in such a space, and you're just down in the little kitchen getting your coffee, and there's like all these gold records and everyone from Jello Biafra to Green Day to Train to Digital Underground, and then just there's an energy there. There's like a certain bit of magic, and where we actually track is called Wally's Hideout,
Oh yeah,
which is where Surfing with the Alien. Oh, there you go.
yeah, man.
So
I mean, yeah, plenty of airplane stuff done at the Hideout.
yeah, so that's where this was done. So and it's cool because Jameson, and I got to give him some love. He's essentially the producer is kind of like a member almost, because it's like the easiest person I've ever worked with, and he's worked with everybody. Like he, had like a #1 charting record with Sammy Hagar a couple years ago, and has worked with Joe Satriani in that same room.
Yeah, you said Surfing with the Alien.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it's just a little nerves sometimes because you realize that a lot of really amazing art was created there. And my thing is, I just wanted to make sure that, I don't hold anyone else's deal to myself, but I just wanted to make sure I brought my thing to the level of the best level I could, to get something out there that people really dig. And it's one of these things when you're tracking and you just kind of stop and you look around and you're like, shit, everyone's been up in here. Like I have this one picture where I'm sitting in front of the glass in one of the tracking rooms, the main tracking room, and there's a picture of Jerry Gar.
Oh no, Chris, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, so we got right up until there's a picture of Jerry Garcia, and then you're frozen right now.
Oh, crap.
That's all right. You know what? I can hear you again. I can hear you again. I think that we're back in good shape. So wait, start back over. There's a picture of Jerry Garcia.
There's a picture of Jerry Garcia, and he's sitting in this index spot where I took my picture, playing, tracking some keys to, I think, Working Man's Dead. So it's been oh my goodness, I hope I'm not frozen again.
Yeah, it's kind of freezing and then kind of unfreezing. Do you think could you maybe exit the studio and then come right back, and that might reset the connection?
Okay, let me try that.
Cool. I've got your audio okay, but the video is frozen.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I know, dude. We've got Polychromatic dialed in from Twitch, saying this. None of this would have happened without Jameson Durr and everybody at Hyde Street, which is, I mean, it's so cool. This is where I grew up. I mean, I went to elementary school like right up the street from there, from Hyde Street. It's just such a huge part of San Francisco history. This is amazing. So thank you, Polychromatic. We're glad that that exists on your label. If anybody's just joining right now, the self-titled album came out February 12th on Polychromatic, and Chris has just stepped out for a second. He's just about to join us again. We lost connection. We got him back right now, and dude, we're in good shape, man.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. We just had a little chat with Polychromatic from Twitch, who was diving in and saying that none of this would have happened without Jameson and everybody at Hyde Street.
Oh, definitely, definitely. They obviously missed me saying that earlier. But yeah, he's an amazing musical entity. He's like one of these producers that some producers are the ones that like they throw stuff at you and try to, push you into reaction, but he comes from like a peaceful place. So just dealing with him is just it's just so much kinder, and it didn't seem like work. It seemed like a very natural process. So I was definitely loving it.
Good, man. Well, dude, I'm enjoying the record very much, and we're listening to a pretty representative version of what the record sounds like right now. You were kind enough to prepare all the music and bounce out these stems without the vocal, and then perform live over the playback tracks, and it sounds wonderful. And we're about to hear a fifth, sixth, and a seventh song, man. What's coming up? What are the last three that you're going to do today?
Yes, the last three songs. The next one's called As It Burns, and then the Ellis Street Blues, and then Unconditionally will be the last one. So we'll launch into As It Burns.
All right.
Not to be confused with Comic George Burns. But. You make me feel like it is always Christmas time. You make me feel like it is always Christmas time. And my love is true. And my heart is just for you. Christmas time. You make me feel like it is always Christmas time. You make me feel like it is always Christmas time. You make me feel like it is always this mine. Really gets to just won't let me. My soul, it's on fire as it burns. Only for you. Take a little time and look into these eyes of mine. Thank you very much. This next one is the Ella Street Blues. Floating within the chorus passage through time, in between the strands, and inside my mind defines this time. She was so beautiful. How did she ever end up on the street? What happened to her? A college debutante. Now she's on Ellis Street looking gaunt. She made some money on her back, but it didn't used to be in this way. Whoa. I fell out of love with San Francisco, and saw the sand coming up through the ground. I came here with a dream. Now I sleep on the ground. Falling, so trapped, filled with confusion. I'm overwhelmed by love and frustration. I need some personal space to heal me from the grind. I need some personal space. Yeah. Butterflies flows tripping, like butterflies' wings gripping. They used to be spiritual beings, yet they soar backwards because they don't have any other means. Me and my spirit somehow stuck between. I got these horns on my head and these angel wings. If you could look inside and take the time to look into these eyes of mine, well, I'll show you the world. I will give you every star in the sky. Falling, surprisingly upward instead of down. 2020 has me finding introspection and looking around, but I need some personal space to heal me from the grind of mankind. Heal me from the grind, from the grind, from the grind. Whoa. I need some personal space. She finally makes that phone call home. She gets the help she needs. They loved her the whole time. Her heart is filled with love. Her heart is filled with love. Last song is called Unconditionally. holds no reasons for you and I not to become one beneath the sky. And all the love and question shines a star, and it looks a lot like you. I know, I know, I know why you can't spread your wings and fly. This time, butterflies were true. A million years that I've been searching for you, and all the while, you know I love you also with all my heart, and everything that makes it grow. I know, I know, I know why. You can't spread your wings and fly. I know why. Yeah. You can't spread your wings and fly. This time, I said I swear I'll love you until my dying day. I'll give you all this love inside of me until you take this heart of mine away. Said I'll swear I'll love you until my dying day. I'll give you all this love inside of me until you take this heart of mine away, away, away. Away. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Man. Well, dude, happy Tuesday to you. Thank you for coming and playing. We appreciate it very much. And congratulations, man. The self-titled album is out in the world on Polychromatic Records right now. And we just heard a lot of it. We just heard 7 songs. Dude, was that, was Ellis Street Stomp written ahead of time? Was that written before you went into the studio, or was that a studio creation? I mean, being a block away from Ellis Street, and then, I mean, it sounds fairly autobiographical too, like needing some personal space. So then you're creating stuff on the East Coast with a lot more space, and then you're also right there on Ellis.
It's funny. That was actually created. Chris McGrew, who's a big part of the project and one of the producers at Hyde Street, he was doing these sessions with some really awesome cats. Kevin Seal, Nate Cameron, Pamela Parker, Spence Murray, a bunch of really talented people. And I guess they had that track laying around. And I was, after getting off the bar or whatever and kind of doing the walk down and getting something to drink or snack on, I walked past this girl who was just freakishly beautiful. And she was just laid out on the street. And I think she even had like a boot mark on her leg where someone just like walked over. And I was literally walking, heading to the studio to track that song. And when we got there, I was kind of quiet, and Chris was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Man, I just saw this kind of weird situation." And we had this big thing about the horrors sometimes you come in the tenderloin, or that you get to see of humanity, and you just can't walk by it every day. So, went to the booth, and I just kind of sat there in the dark for a few minutes, cut the lights on, and just said, hit record. And I pretty much made up everything off the top of my head in one take. And it was done. And they were like, well, that's cool. But definitely want to give all those guys a shout out.
Yeah.
Just the whole clique, really. So lucky to have an amazing supporting cast of, between Jameson and Chris and Nick and Johnny and Ryan Hickey, who played keyboards, piano on one song, and Kenny Olson. It's just been one of these recordings where if I drop dead tomorrow, I'd be cool leaving this. It wouldn't be one of these things like, let me go back in 10 years. I wish I would have harmonized on that note. It came from a pure place. So that's the best thing with me for music, is that it comes from someplace real. That it's not like a bunch of dudes sitting in a high rise behind an abacus trying to figure out what's going to hit next, So definitely happy about the outcome.
Good, man. Well, it comes across that way. It seems like it comes from a place of joy. There is joy behind it. It comes through the speakers, and as did this session right now today. So thank you for performing them live, and best of continued luck on the record, man. We really enjoyed it, and hopefully you're able to play it out live in front of people before too long, and we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, and also let me add by saying thank you so much, Brad, for taking the time to get all the sound dialed in and all the extra work that you went the extra mile, and I really appreciate you, man. And I appreciate y'all wanting to have me on, and appreciate Play Too Much, and we'll give y'all shout outs whenever I can. Definitely.
All right, man. That sounds great. Well, it's a two-way street. We really appreciate your time and your music today. And, man, have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you maybe in San Francisco. I mean, my folks are there. That's my whole family is there, so maybe there, maybe here in New York. Who knows? But
something tells me, and remember I said this, something tells me our paths will cross in 7 months.
Okay. Yeah. I know that our paths are going to cross. I didn't have a 7-month premonition, but 7 months, I'm writing it on my calendar right now. And so there it is, man. I will see you, Christopher, in 7 months from right now.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you, Brad.
All right, man. You too. We'll see you.